Hello everybody and welcome to the Mark Goldbridge channel. This is our England versus Tunisia World Cup 2018 FIFA Predicts. I'm going to run it. I'm going to do quite a few of these, but I'm going to do England especially throughout the tournament. I know I was doing the World Cup challenges before, but the World Cup's up and running now, so we're just going to do a few games here and there, maybe into the knockout stages. We'll do like the Brazils versus Germany and things like that. But England versus Tunisia, do want to do those games, and I've put England, the team England out the same as how Southgate's going to do it, with Pickford in goal, Trippier and Ashley Young as the wing backs, a three of Kyle Walker, Stones and Harry Maguire, Henderson in the midfield instead of Eric Dyer, Ali and Lingard in that midfield, and then Sterling playing off of Harry Kane. So that's how it's going to work in the game today. So let's get it up and running and crack on with it. How are we all doing? Anyway, looking forward to the game, I hope. I certainly am. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting game. It's been a very, very interesting World Cup so far for everybody watching, and really thoroughly enjoying it. And if you're not aware, we are doing World Cup watch-alongs for every single game on That's Football, which will continue today. So playing it on world class. Let's see how it goes, and we'll crack on with it. If I just pause that. Good mark. Good luck, says people. That's good. Okay, let's crack on. I saw somebody saying in the previous stream, why have you got Sterling playing up front? Well, that's pretty much where Sterling is going to play. With... Oh, nearly a chance there. With Harry Kane. Salim says that Rashford's got to start. I don't think he will. I think he'll be on the bench. I think he would have been on the bench even if he'd been fit. So I don't think he will. And as I've been saying, this game is absolutely massive for England in the context of if they win this game, then they've got a great chance of going through. Which I know people say, well, England should go through. We didn't go through in 2014. And Henderson there, spilling it, the keeper. But yeah, England should beat Panama. They really should be beating Panama. So Belgium's obviously a tough game. 1-0, John Stones. And Tunisia are probably the tougher game in it. Belgium game's massive, says Dalraj. But England don't play Belgium until the third game. They should beat Panama. Everyone should beat Panama. So keeper should, their defence is rubbish of Tunisia. So for England, it's given it as an own goal, Ali Malou. So as England prepare for this Tunisia game, this is the game really. No one really knows what to expect with Tunisia. And I think a lot of people are saying, oh, Tunisia are a bad team. But Tunisia have qualified for this tournament from the African nations section. So they're not like Saudi Arabia section. They've done it from the African nations. So they've got something about them. And Sterling's in here. I was going to say, by the looks of it, we could have been 2-0 up in no time. M. Shah says England might lose. And I don't think England are going to lose, but I think it's going to be a test for England. 2-0, two corners. Harry Kane. We are playing on world class. So 2-0 already, 10 minutes gone. I tell you what, if we play like this tonight, we'll be laughing, won't we? But yeah, I don't know what to expect from Tunisia. So if they're like this in real life, it's going to be straightforward for England. But if it's not like this in real life, then it could be difficult. And we don't really know what to expect with England either. I'm fine, Anthony Muller, how are you? Who's joining me for Sweden, South Korea? I'm doing that World Cup watch along in about an hour's time. I'll be kicking off with that. Not literally, I'm just doing the stream. And then Xander's doing Belgium, Panama, and then it's the big one tonight, England versus Tunisia on That's Football. I hope you'll be joining in. Always good to share it when it's tense, but Tunisia on the attack here. Ooh, hit the bar. So not terrible on the attack there, but we are 2-0 up, and both goals from corners. That's rubbish. Interested to see what Belgium are going to be like, but I've got to say this team is the one that I've picked because this is the leaked team that England are going to play apparently. I'm very happy that Trippier's playing. Not overjoyed that Ashley Young's playing, to be honest. I think he's a terrible left back. Henderson instead of Dyer. Again, I think Jordan Henderson's absolutely crap. You're not like the Champions League. You cannot win a major tournament with Jordan Henderson in your team. So I'm disappointed that Jordan Henderson's in it. But I've set my team up the same as England are rumoured to be setting it up. So with Pickford in goal, Trippier and Young as the fullbacks, Harry Maguire, John Stones and Kyle Walker as a back three, Henderson holding the midfield with Lingard and Ali ahead of him, and Sterling and Kane ahead of them. So no Rashford, no Eric Dyer, and this is a bit easy. 3-0. Yeah. This is on world class against Tunisia, so I don't know. I would have played Rose over Young, definitely Devil's Ace. And I'm from Africa, and African qualifiers aren't difficult, says Anthony Muller. Yeah, but I don't know, I mean, give us a little bit more information there, Anthony Muller, because in a FIFA context, Tunisia are crap. But I think about some of the teams that haven't qualified from Africa, you know, South Africa, Ivory Coast, Ghana. So there's quite a lot of teams that haven't qualified. So I presumed that that means that Tunisia are quite good. Maybe I'm wrong to think that. We're 3-0 up here anyway. Very, very comfortable it has been. Should have been 4 there. Korea are going to smash Sweden, says Pankaj. I'm looking forward to that game. Sweden were not that good in the Euros. Terrible by Sterling. But yeah, this will be the 3rd African team we've seen in this tournament. I mean, Egypt's nearly got a point out of Uruguay, but nearly's not a point, is it? Nigeria had no cutting edge against Croatia. I thought they played well. I just thought they had nothing in the final third. Tunisia today, and then Senegal at the bar. Senegal are the ones I've got big hopes for, but we'll see. Tunisia are all right, but England should have the quality to beat them, since Prince R9. Well, I've got the quality to beat them at the moment with 3-0 up here, quite comfortable. I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to do against Panama on the FIFA Predicts, but in relation to that Panama game, Lukaku's got a great opportunity to go after the Golden Boot, because I know Ronaldo's got 3, but there should be some goals in this for Belgium today. And I think people by tonight will be saying, oh, Belgium have got a great chance of winning this World Cup, but all they're going to do is beat a whipping boy. One minute. Sorry everybody, anybody who follows any of my streams will know that Amazon tend to sort of have me on a sort of, I wish it was Fellaini at the door, I'd tie him up and not let him out till Christmas, but I'm only joking. But we are, yeah, Amazon always seem to deliver when I'm doing live streams, and the great thing about that is I hadn't even delivered anything, and it was an over 25 thing, so I know exactly what's happened. The wife's got hold of my Amazon account again and ordered some gin for the match tonight because she won't drink beer. We're having a little bit of a party. Oh, this is brilliant. 4-0. Anyway, that little bit of a rest worked well. Nice little interchange here. Sterling, Lingard, Ali. I think Lingard's going to have a good tournament, by the way. I do, yeah. I think he will have a good tournament. And the reason I think he'll have a good tournament is because I don't think the World Cup is... I think it's a brilliant World Cup to watch, and I've got nothing against the World Cup. I just know for a fact that international football is nothing like of the standard of what the Premier League is like. Or even, you know, it's sort of championship level, which is fine because there's a... You know, we're supporting nations here. We don't need to worry too much about the standard and everything like that. But I think Lingard will have a good tournament. I think the important thing is not to get carried away about him having a good tournament because it doesn't necessarily... it doesn't mean he's a first team player for a top 4 side, if you know what I mean. But we're 4-0 here up here. Salim Hussein... I am thinking about doing a Skype show after our That's Football game tonight. So if you are watching the match, the England game tonight, for the England games, we have said let's do some Skype calling straight after it. So straight after the England game, we will be taking your calls on That's Football tonight. So Salim sort of exposed a little new thing that, well, not a new thing. We've been covering every single World Cup game as a watch along on That's Football, but the England ones are obviously going to be a little bit more... intense because I am English, and so we are going to open up the calls after the game for people to call in and have their say, so I'm looking forward to that as well. Maguire is apparently going to play over Cahill, Daniel, but if I tell you what, if Tunisia are anything like this, then it's going to be straightforward for England. I think my FIFA gaming has improved though, hasn't it, to be honest, as well. With some of these online games I've been playing. But I'm glad Trippier's playing, because I thought Trippier was absolutely fantastic in the friendlies, and I'm glad he's playing. Daniel says he'd prefer Cahill over Maguire. I mean, I've heard Maguire be mentioned in the past as, oh, should he be coming to a top 4 club? No, I don't think so. I think this is probably one of the worst England squads I've ever seen. Doesn't mean they won't do well. I just think it is one of the worst England squads I've ever seen. Thought he'd scored there. So yeah, it's interesting to see how England will do. But as we saw, you know, Brazil didn't beat Switzerland, who are one of the, you know, not a very good team. So got all sorts of interruptions in this stream today. Apologies for that. But we've been very comfortable in this game, and I hope we're going to be comfortable to that. I mean, you know what? If England replicated this and did get 4 goals, they should be getting more goals against Panama. I think there's a real opportunity, and as well as England. I mean, what are Belgium going to do? If Belgium get a lot of goals against Tunisia and Panama, Lukaku could be going out the group stage with 6 or 7 goals. Be golden boot, that will. Here we go. Good save. It was offside anyway. Yeah, maybe we do need to try legendary, but I was never going to try legendary against Tunisia because I think it was important that England win this. Jordan Henderson's crap look. Right, I'm just going to make a couple of subs just to make it a little bit interesting, because I know a lot of people want to see Rashford on, so we'll change the front too, actually. Change that. Bring Vardy on and Rashford. Do I prefer Butland or Pickford? To be honest with you, I'm just happy it's not Joe Hart. I haven't really got a problem with either of those two. As long as it's not Joe, I'll live happily. I'll sleep well tonight. Right, I made that foul so we can get the subs done. Mark my words, Argentina will win the World Cup. Rashford is fit, yeah. Oh, where's the defending there? 4-1. Soft goal. Luca, Joe Hart's terrible. And his ego's terrible as well. But he is a bad goalkeeper compared to these lads. And getting rid of, and not playing Joe Hart is a really good thing anyway, because it's gets rid of that old status quo, which has always been a problem for England, of people getting picked on reputation. But yeah, the surprise tonight looks like that. Well, I think it's surprising. I would have played Eric Dyer over Jordan Henderson any day of the week, but apparently Southgate's going to go with Henderson, which I just don't understand it. I tell you what, I'll guarantee you now, Henderson won't even be playing for Liverpool next season. Now they've bought some decent midfielders, so Eric Dyer will still be playing for Spurs. Dark Destruction, not so bad. It's still only, it's quarter to midday here, so I'm going to have a bit of dinner, do the Sweden game, and then obviously get geared up for England, as I'm sure most of us will be, whether you support them or not. It's obviously a big game. We've really gone backwards in this second half, to be honest. I hoped we might get 5 or 6, but as is sometimes the way, you get a comfortable win. And but we'd take 4-1 tonight, wouldn't we? We'd take 4-1. Here we go, Rashford. Oh, how did I not score that? Typical Rashford, that is.
Please give a round of applause for today's man of the match, number 20, Dele Alli.
Oh, Vardy. 2-0 England, says Phil Mitchell. I think 2-0 is the standard sort of predicted score. I think it's safe, isn't it? And you'd expect that, but we've got to win it. Didn't qualify for the last group, so didn't qualify from the last group in the World Cup, so we've definitely got to win it. Panama, I think England and Belgium are both going to beat, with all due respect to them. So Tunisia are the only real threat to stop England getting out of the group, which means England have got to beat that threat tonight. I think anything less than a win tonight will burst the bubble a little bit. So that's finished 4-1. I think we'd be all happy with that, but I'd agree with Phil Mitchell. I think 2-0 is probably about right. But yeah, drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed that. We are going to do some FIFA predicts for some of the games, but certainly the England games and some of the bigger games as well as the tournament develops. But remember, that's football for all your World Cup watch-alongs. I will be doing Sweden versus South Korea at 1 o'clock and England tonight at 7 o'clock. Xander's doing Belgium. So if you are watching games and you want a bit of live comments interaction, get over to That's Football. The streams are already set up. The live comments are already open. And we'll be live just before 1 o'clock. I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks everyone for watching. England 4, Tunisia 1 is the FIFA Predicts thing on World Class. And I'll take that tonight. I'll take that. Speak to you soon.